think our breakouts, we've been playing a connected hockey, and I think our compete level's been better. And finally we got our offensive going a little bit more, which is very important.
Obviously, we didn't see Simon out there, so assuming he's not in tonight. But for you guys, what does it take to kind of step up without a guy who's played that many minutes, that kind of role for you?
No, I mean, of course, he's been playing really good so far this year and playing big minutes out there. So that's an opportunity for all the other guys now to step up and fill in that role.
Albert, how difficult is it to jump back into the lineup then, when you're sitting a game, playing a game, alternating?
Yeah, I mean, of course you want to play every game and be out there, but I'm just trying to stay positive. It's first year, probably knew before I was going to be a little bit in and out, and it's a learning experience. So I'm just trying, when I'm not playing, I'm just trying to work extra on the ice and in the gym, and stay positive and be ready when I'm in the lineup.
If Simon's out for a bit, it looks like you might get a chance to get an extended look in the lineup. What are some of the keys for you just to kind of maintain consistency?
Yeah, no, I mean, overall, just be aggressive out there, move my feet, and try to be physical. I know I'm not the biggest guy, but stay close to my opponents and shut down plays early. I think that's the biggest key for me.
Albert, you guys are facing Montreal here twice in the next 2 days, twice in the next 24 hours. What's the uniqueness of playing a team like this in such close time period?
Well, I mean, I never played them before, but of course it's going to be 2 tight games. We start with this one. They're having a couple of good guys on their team, but I think for us, just try to focus on our game and try to build off of the last couple of games we played here, and take it from there.
Is there an update on Simon? Or?
Unavailable for the weekend. Maybe for Monday, but I think that would be a tall ask too. Great opportunity for other D to step up. I know when we had lost Simon on the West Coast trip in Anaheim there, we didn't handle it very well. We didn't perform great from the back end. And even the other night when he was out, some things found us. So more minutes for our other D, and they'll step up, and looking forward for the opportunity for the guys.
But it sounds like that's not a super long term.
Yeah, I don't. Yes, especially obviously combined with the 3 days on the Christmas break. Again, we'll make a decision on Monday, knowing we have some time there on the back end of that.
It's an opportunity for Johansson to maybe get some traction, play a few games here.
Sure.
What do you need to see from him?
Consistency in his game. And I liked Albert his last couple of games out. He had a stretch of hockey there where some things were finding him. That was a tough West Coast trip for him, but his bounce back from that was good. So I'm fully confident he'll have some more consistency in the game. Things we saw in camp, things we saw from his last year, his ability to move a puck, just some confidence and some assertiveness in his game, and some consistency with it.
Is Cam Talbot ready to go?
Yeah, Cam Talbot will be in the net tonight.
Just playing Montreal, almost holiday next week, back to back. Does it just feel right, you think, or what? I mean, just the whole Montreal original six type of thing.
Yeah, of course, it's always neat playing Montreal. The original 6 matchup, you get home and away. For me personally, I grew up 90 minutes from my doorstep to Montreal. Obviously, it's bigger in life sometimes. That logo is pretty cool. So, of course, I think this is very good. But for us, it's an opportunity to try to keep our game in order. Obviously, I watched them back from Buffalo, and they were really good. And I think Line A come in has balanced their lines. They're a pretty good team right now. It's just be a really good challenge for us.
How much of a threat is he? I mean, just the way he started off.
Obviously he can score from anywhere. He can score from distance. Even some of his finishes the other night technically weren't even in the scoring area, if you will. Everyone, this day and age of analytics, grade A's, slot shots, you limit those, your overall game usually comes around, but he's a guy you can throw some of those numbers out the door with his shot.
You mentioned the other night not wanting to get into a game where you're trading chances. How do you avoid that against a Montreal team that seems to thrive?
Check. And again, I mentioned the other night with one of our lines, they were trading chances. Of course, you don't want to. I think us on a whole, we don't want to give up easy offense. We won 3 of our last 4. The one loss in there was a game in which we gave up a lot of easy offense, and that was in Philly. So I just think it's us managing. For the most part this year, we've been very responsible in that area, not giving up easy offense, not giving easy rush, not getting into that track meet type of game, but I just think it's us managing a game through the puck, through our play of being above.
Where have you seen the improvement on the defensive side recently? I mean, you gave up only 9 shots through 2 periods the other night.
Yeah, I think managing our game, managing the puck is one, but I think we've spent, if you take our first 10 games where we were in the last 20 games, I don't know the exact numbers, but, the chances we're giving, we went through a stretch of game, we went through almost 6-7 games, we gave up less than, double-digit chances. Even last night, it was a pretty good game for us. So I just think that growth of defending correctly in our zone, having a purpose, getting our stops, but I think our puck plays also help that too. We're getting out of our zone a little better, which has been good for us.
In what ways have you noticed Kane producing over the last couple of games energize the rest of your line?
Yeah, finishing. The thing, I was getting a lot of Patrick Kane questions the last couple weeks simply because his numbers weren't there, but he was getting looks and he had the puck on his stick. He went through a game, a week stretch where he might hit 3, 4, 5 posts. He had open nets, which he usually buries. So I thought it would come around because he was getting those looks, and it has. And obviously, 2 important goals for us the other night.
Do you notice it energized the rest of the group?
I think goals energize the rest of our group, and we've scored goals of late, of course from him, but I just think scoring period energizes our group.
You've tweaked and shuffled lines for injuries, sparks, matchups. How advantageous has it been to have guys feel comfortable and be comfortable with each other and mixing and matching?
Yeah, of course. We're going to have a fluid lineup, period. I know people are out there just keep a line together. I wish it was that easy. I wish we had some perfect lines. I wish we had a perfect checking line. We don't. We have a lot of different DNA in a lot of our guys that create some positive and negative matchups all the time. It's just the way it's going to look. But I think being fluid with it, guys getting comfortable wherever they are, certain assignments. The JT Comfort line has been a winning hockey line for us in this stretch. So I just think there's going to be a comfort level, and hopefully guys can react well with it.
In a perfect world, would you like that type of stability? Your Tampa checking line was like...
Yeah,
that
just
doesn't happen often.
Like talking about other teams, but you talk teams that, I'm not going to say perfectly built or designed. Look at Winnipeg. Winnipeg hasn't changed their lines all year, but they all have identity role. They're slotted perfectly. It's hard to do in this league, cap era, the reality of it. But yeah, obviously a really effective checking line. You give a coach a checking line and a goalie, he's all of a sudden a really, really, really good coach. But it comes in different looks. That's the reality of it.